Hey busy mom, welcome back to Mommy Reboot TV. I'm your host, Jody Agard, and today we are talking about letting go of this idea of soldiering on and sucking it up. This is something that busy moms struggle with. We just have this crazy toxic belief that if we soldier on, it's the right thing to do. And that's just it. It's a toxic belief that's actually been passed down from generation to generation. How many times have you heard from either another mom or your own mom or another generation mom, this idea of, suck it up, buttercup, you'll be fine. Put on your big girl panties and tough it out, you'll be fine. That is actually sucking it up and soldiering on is actually a really useful tool, but it's not a way of living. And that's where we get hung up, is when we make it a way of living. It's okay in the interim to get through something, but it is not to be used as a way of living, because it is toxic to your health, it is toxic to your mind, it's toxic to everything. And we don't want to just, suppress the way we feel for a long extended period of time. That's just not going to help you. So here's the deal. Let's pretend we'll use this girl named Becky. Let's say Becky's a mom of 2 kids, and she has an older mom who is struggling with her health, and she needs some added care and extra attention, and it's just something that she feels like she's just being pulled in 10 different directions. And so she's constantly running and picking up kids and cleaning up messes, and she's doing all these things, and she's finding herself really complaining and starting to say, I am just so exhausted, I am so tired, I have such a headache, and I'm just beyond tired. I don't know how I'm going to get until tomorrow. I don't know how I'm going to get through the next day. And I am just so exhausted. And she toughs it out, right? She soldiers on and she pushes through and she does everything herself. Then you have this other mom, let's call her Emily. And she's got 2 kids herself. And she's also dealing with a mother who is, failing in her health and needs extra added attention. And the way that she's approaching life is, oh my gosh, I am so tired. And understandably so, because I have a lot on my plate right now. But you know what? I'm just going to use this time just to give myself some love and extra grace. And I'm going to give myself permission just to sleep for 15 minutes and just close my eyes, because this is a stressful time and that's okay. And so do you see the 2 different approaches? Same situation, same circumstances, but 2 different approaches. And here's what gets really crazy and tricky, but awesome, is that the first mom actually believes that in her soldiering on and her sucking it up, she's actually more productive and she's actually more effective and she's getting more things done, when actually she's not. That is a complete misbelief. Actually, Emily is the one who's way more productive. She's way more efficient, and she's actually even more loving and attentive and present with her family, including her mom and sick mom and her kids, which is ultimately what her family wants. And so there's just 2 different approaches that you can have. And again, sucking it up and soldiering on is a really useful tool in a short-term period. It is not a way of living. So to kind of break down those steps of those 2 different moms and the 2 different approaches, there's 3 things to remember. The first is having compassion for yourself. Just saying, you know what, I am exhausted, and that's okay, and understandably so, because I have a lot on my plate. And I am not going to expect myself to be perfect in everything that I do right now. The house could be messy, the yard needs, trimming. And that's okay that it's not getting done, because I am doing what's most important. And what's most important right now is to be there for my mom and children. And I only have so much time and energy. And I'm just going to give myself permission just to cut myself a little bit of slack and to be a little bit easy on myself. The second is to get support and ask for help. So there's this idea amongst us, especially moms, is that asking for help and getting support and reaching out to other people is a burden and it's a weakness. And here's how that shows up. Let's just take Becky, for instance, who has the 2 kids. She might say, oh, you know what? I really want to call Christina because she is such a good venting person, but I can't because she's got enough of her own. She has 2 sick parents and she's got 4 kids, and there's no way that I'm going to burden her with my problems. I say BS. Because when you actually reach out and you get the support that you need, you're doing yourself a huge favor, not only to yourself, but also to your family and friends. When you support others the way that you are right now, whether you have a sick parent or whether you're just dealing with the craziness of being a mom, maybe you have an infant, maybe it's just the normalcy of your life right now, right? Maybe you don't have any crazy circumstances like a sick mom or dad. Maybe it's just that you're really just needing a little bit extra support because you're having a hard time juggling it all. That's okay. That is not a weakness to actually reach out for support and ask for help. I think that's something amongst us moms that we feel like it's a weakness in asking for help, and it's not. So something you could do is say, hubby or partner, I'm really feeling tired right now. I could really use, a night off of making dinner. Is there any way you could grab dinner or make dinner? Maybe you ask a babysitter to come over for a couple hours. Do something that will help to take the burden off of you just in this interim of time that you're just feeling like you need extra support. The third is to listen to your body. So if you're exhausted, if you're that mom who is just feeling really tired, and you're not giving yourself permission to actually honor it, listen to it. Because your body is sending off warning signs and saying, I'm tired. And it's tired for a reason. If you didn't need sleep, you wouldn't feel tired. But so many times we fight this and we soldier on and we suck it up and say, I don't have time to be tired. I don't have time to lay down. I don't have time to close my eyes for 15 minutes. You don't have time not to, because you have so many things on your plate. You actually will be so much more productive and so much more efficient if you just give yourself permission just to honor what your body is trying to tell you. Set the alarm for 15 minutes or 2 hours if you need it. Everything else that needs to be done will get done. But right now, sucking it up and soldiering on isn't the most healthiest option that you could do. Especially if you're continuing to do this and you're using it as a way of living. And so just give yourself the priority, make yourself a priority enough just to give your body what it needs, whether it's food, rest, help, support, a good cry on a friend's shoulder, whatever it is that you need, give yourself permission, because this idea of sucking it up and soldiering on is actually getting in the way of your happiness and your true joy. And so we might think that it's beneficial, and we might think that we're better moms and we're accomplishing it all and we're ticking those things off of our to-do list. But let go of this idea that soldiering on and sucking it up is beneficial to you. It's actually not. It's doing more harm than it is good. And again, this isn't a bypass of your feelings. You don't want to just shove down the way you feel, because eventually it's going to come up. It's going to rise to the top and it's going to come out somehow, some way. It might be a meltdown. It might be a nervous breakdown. It might be, that you just can't deal with life anymore, and you want to prevent that. And so let go of this old toxic belief that soldiering on and sucking it up is just something us moms have to do. Because I was that mom, honestly. And when I decided to let go of it, I saw the things that I was doing and the things that I was actually completing and I was producing was so much more. It increased so much when I just allowed myself to do the things that I told you. Be compassionate, ask for support and get the help, and then listen to your body. Because, man, that's powerful. So no more sucking up and soldiering on. All right, mamas, have a wonderful day, and I will talk at you later.